Hello everybody, Anthony Gonzalez here with a weekly update. For this update and most going forward for the foreseeable future, we're going to focus primarily on coronavirus and all that's going on there and the different policies and services that are going to be available. So with that, I want to first point you in the direction of three things. Number one, my website. We've completely revamped the website and have all the latest news out of Washington, but also back home on that website. That is anthonygonzalez.house.gov. Again, anthonygonzalez.house.gov. So that's one resource. A second resource is we're going to start doing weekly teletown halls. We'll get that information out to everybody with plenty of notice. And I want to bring on a different expert for each one. So we'll have some folks from the healthcare sector, but also the financial services sector, just so that people can have a sense of what best practices are out there, what the latest news is, and how to take care of both your physical health, but also your financial health. So that'll be coming soon. And then also our weekly huddle. You can sign up for that on the website, and that'll be more news as it comes out. With respect to what's going on in the office, there's sort of two areas as usual. Number one, on the constituent side, we've added more staff to the team, and everybody is working as hard as we can to make sure that we're handling all the constituent requests and everything that you have going on in your life, both related to coronavirus, but not. So we already handle a lot of other things, but we want to make sure that we're a resource for you. So I hope you see our office as a useful refuge for you, a place where you can get your questions answered and help accessing different services. So keep us up to date on that. Everybody's excited to help and get us through this very, very challenging time. So that's on the constituent side. On the policy side, the big news out of DC this week was the Senate finally put forward their package, their stimulus package to help the American people. There's three basic components to this. Two I like, one I don't like. The two that I like have to do with small businesses and taking care of individual families. So on the small business side, there's a loan program that'll hopefully be a part of the final bill, which would allow for forgivable loans to small businesses who keep their employees. So if you're a small business under 500 employees, and instead of laying folks off, you say, you know what, we're going to keep everybody, federal government will allow you to take a forgivable loan, meaning you don't have to pay it back, to keep everybody in place. I think it's important to keep people connected to work right now. And so I'm very supportive of that provision of the bill. I think it's a good provision. So that's number one. Number two is what will end up being basically checks, either in the mail or however they distribute them, to working families, families all across the country. They're still ironing out the formula for that, but the way it would basically work is you just get a check for a certain amount of money. It's not exactly what I would have done. I would have boosted unemployment insurance and then sort of broadened it so that you take care of all the folks who lost their job as a result of this, and there's a lot of that. You're seeing it. But I think you're going to keep seeing it. So that's where I would have gone. That's fine though. It's not my favorite program, but I think it's fine. And it will provide relief for families, and that should be our goal during this time. Is let's get as much help and as much relief in the way that families need it as quickly as possible. So this solves that problem. There still needs some things to be ironed out, but that's the second proposal. The third one that I don't like is this bailout thing. So if you've heard about this, there's money in the bill to bail out the airline industries and then other industries, and it doesn't define that at all. I just don't think we need that, frankly. The people who are suffering the most are the people who have been laid off, the people who are completely uncertain as to whether or not where their next meal is going to come from or whether they're going to get a check anytime soon. Let's focus there. The airlines and big business, my sense is their banks are going to be more than happy to work things out with them. I was on a call with all the biggest banks in the country through the Financial Services Committee, which I'm on, earlier this week. And they all basically said, look, we know this is temporary. The banks are strong. These are good businesses. We're not going to foreclose on them. We don't want to do that. And so I don't know why we would bail them out. I think they'll be able to work it out just fine. So with that, thank you for allowing me to be your representative. I know this is a heck of a tough time. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it just like we've gotten through everything else in this country. We're a tough country. We're a tough state. We're a tough region. So we'll be fine. It'll be a little choppy for a while, but hang in there. Stay together. Reach out to us if we can help. And thank you as always for allowing me to be your representative. God bless.